Steve Burton with Harbor Branch. He's Director of Stranding and Population Assessment over there. Hello, Steve.
Hey, good morning, Bob. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good, thank you. It's a beautiful day today.
Yeah, it sure is. So I'd like to have you on maybe about once a month as you get your records together and kind of review what happened this past month. I know there was a situation that no one's happy about, and that is that whale. I guess it's stranded, right?
Yeah, we not this weekend, but the weekend prior, we had a 30-foot sperm whale strand alive down in Jensen Beach area. Unfortunately, that species of whale and that age, that animal weighed about 18,000 pounds or 9 tons. So that animal was stranding for a reason, even though on the outside it looks okay. But unfortunately, after we did the necropsy on the animal when it expired, it had rope on its mouth and rope inside its esophagus and stomach. So that could be one of the many reasons why it stranded and unfortunately died. So it's a shame, but again, as scientists, we look to these animals and check other pathology and histology with these stranded animals to find out what's going on.
Well, that is sad. It probably was the rope, I would imagine, that was the cause. But, you know, these things strand from time to time, and sometimes it's a little hard to figure out why.
Yeah. The number one threat for large whales is actually boat strikes and entanglement issues. So here in Florida, sperm whales are year-round whales. They're found way offshore, but they are in Florida year-round. And then we have the migrating whales, which are our humpbacks, and then the North Atlantic right whale. But for all large whales, their number one threat's man, and it's entanglement issues, and then also boat strikes. So we need to do a better job of cleaning up the environment, and then when you're out there boating, give those whales a lot of distance away.
Yeah. So what are some of the other things that you'd like to share with us today?
Yeah, well, I always like to share the hotline number, so especially with that sperm whale stranding. So for the public to know, if they see a dolphin or whale stranded on the beach, please do not push it out. Call 1-888-404-3922, and a Marine Stranding Group like FAU Harbor Branch, if it's in our area, we'll show up to it and take a look at that animal. And then also, just wanted to go over our quarterly numbers for this third quarter or fiscal year, third quarter, which would be January 1st to March 31st. Our team had about 22 incident reports. That's where the public's called in for dolphins, and we go check them out. We had one dolphin stranding. We did one dolphin rescue where we worked with other agencies, just like we did with the sperm whale stranding, and disentangled a baby dolphin that had a monofilament line on it and released it back to the wild. We had 10 whale reports in our home area here this season, mainly right whales. And then we had 2 necropsies, not the one I'm counting in Jensen Beach because that's this current quarter. We assisted FWC with the 10 manatees. We also came across 2 sea turtles. FWC does sea turtles as well. So when we come across manatees and sea turtles, we always call our partners FWC because, again, our group is mainly responsible for dolphins and whales. And we did some outreach. That was neat. We did our first in-person outreach since the pandemic started. We were off Oslo for the Vero Beach STEM Festival. And talking about that, we will be out in the public again this Saturday on our offshore boat, but we'll be in Fort Pierce Inlet celebrating the centennial of Fort Pierce Inlet. So you may see my team and our rescue boat in a boat parade. So that's pretty exciting. And then lastly, for everybody out there, if you have a dolphin or whale specialty license plate, thank you very much. We apply for grants from the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute Foundation, and that funds my team to do all this work. So we really appreciate the public calling in everything, and for those that have those specialty license plates.
Yeah, it's nice to know those plates actually do what they're supposed to do, and that's send the funding to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, we really appreciate the public.
Say, how do you were talking about the weight of that whale. How in the world do you get something like that out of there?
Good question. We had to actually contract out to a construction company. We worked with FWC and the turtle groups to make sure that we could bring a front loader on the beach and not disturb any turtle nests. And so that was a great job working with them. Again, teamwork. And we were ended up using a front loader to pull it up onto the beach so we could do that necropsy. And then we actually had to use the front loader to drag the carcass back down the beach to the water level. And we had a contract with Ceto, and the Ceto took it out to the Florida Loop about 14 miles offshore to dispose of that carcass. So we went back out into the wild for all the other critters to eat that carcass, and that would be what would happen normally if a dead whale was just floating out at sea and didn't come to shore. Circle of life.
Oh, that's so you did the necropsy right there?
Yeah, we worked with NOAA, Fish and Wildlife, University of Florida, University of Miami, Harbor Branch, Clearwater Aquarium. And if I'm missing any others, I'm sorry about that. But we closed down Herman's Bay Beach, which was the state park or the park where it was at. And we were able to do all our work right there and get the tissue samples that we needed. So there is a large whale necropsy team, and we work together to do that work, especially with such a large animal.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, well, Steve, appreciate being on the show, and looking forward to talking to you again, about another month or so, maybe?
That would be great. Thank you very much, Bob.
All right, you bet. Steve Burton, Director of Stranding and Population Assessment over at Harbor Branch.